అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. నమో నమః. Today is a good day again. We are going to have a webinar from Dr. Prabhu garu. He is well known to you. He has been taking classes on various topics, including Upanishads, Darshanas, Vimana Shastra, Bhagavad Gita, and many more to come again. Today is research topics, and next month he will take yoga also. Now we will start the session with Vande Mataram and Prarthana. I request Chala Chittibabu garu to do Prarthana. Sorry, Vande Mataram, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajyosna pulakitayaminim pullakusumita drumadala shobhinim suhasinim sumadhura bhashinim sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram. Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Satvika to chant Prarthana, please.
Hari Om, Sarvebhyo Namaskaraha. First, let us do meditation for a minute. Now let us chant Omkara 3 times. Om. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatitam Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamastravastamam Jyeshtharajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Ana Shunvanno Divisida Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinamavitrayavatu. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Gurureva Gatihi Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Guru Paramam Sishurasmi Guroho Matirasti Gurau Mam Pahi Guro Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmala Spatikakritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padi Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Kesavam Badarayanam सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरौ गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्य देवो भव अतिथि देवो भव। ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
ధన్యవాదములు సాత్విక. Okay, now let us request Prabhu garu to start the webinar, please.
Om Om नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। Well, friends, we have met again after a long break. Now you have covered most of the topics. We'll be now going to the topic of yoga next week or so for 1 month. So before I start today's lecture on research topics, because you have finished your studies, more or less theoretical studies, and you are going to take up research topics. It is like, you know, you have finished BTech and then you will be doing MS and then PhD like that. So before we do that, I want to share my recent experiences of spiritual nature, highly exciting spiritual nature. I went to Narmada River Pushkaram at Omkareshwar. I took bath on the last day of the Narmada Pushkarams to get energized and purified and energized. And then I went to a city called Khandwa, which is next to Omkareshwar. Omkareshwar is one of the Jyotirlingas. Mamaleshwar is also another Jyotirlinga there. So after that city, there is a city called Khandwa, where a very, very famous state saint of Madhya Pradesh, Dhuniwala, Bade Dhuniwala, his Samadhi is there, and his next level Chote Dhuniwala Samadhi is also there. Why I went there is that the third level after Bade Dhuniwala and after Chote Dhuniwala, it is my own Guru, Swami Shilananda Bharti, who is the third in line there, from whom I learned pranayama and advanced yoga towards samadhi. I was about to be taking sannyas and then be buried underground like yogis, for not permanently but temporarily. Samadhi of very high level standards. But then my mother objected and therefore that did not happen. But I went up to that point of advancement in higher yoga through pranayama and all that. And this Swami Shilananda Bharti was buried for 22 days in Samadhi in Udaipur long back. And his gurus were much more advanced. There were 3 gurus in line. His immediate guru was Chote Dhuniwala or Hariharananda. and his guru was the Bade Dhuniwala or Keshavananda, and his guru was Gauri Shankar Maharaj, who were all in the Narmada river banks. And Narmada river bank is famous for Omkareshwar cave, where Lord Shiva appeared to Mandhata, and that's why that place is given the name Mandhata, the district. And now they are constructing a very huge memorial for Adi Shankaracharya, just like, or even better than what we have here for Ramanujacharya in the outskirts of Hyderabad. So they are constructing a huge memorial and institute for Adi Shankaracharya there. It is still under construction. That's why I didn't go and see it. Then in that area, the Narmada river flows, and it is Narmada Valley. It is very green, even in hot summer. And the Gauri Shankar Maharaj was the early British time saint who had many miracles credited to him. And seeing those miracles, the British government got really afraid, and they stopped harassing sadhus and converting Hindus in large scale to Christianity. Otherwise, whole of India they could have converted, but very little conversion took place during British period. Then the Bade Dhuniwala, who is very famous, known as Dhuniwala Darbar. It is Samadhi is there, and people go there and pray to him as an avatar of Shiva. Because Shiva is very prominent. He is there in Omkareshwar and Ujjain. Ujjain is before Omkareshwar, Ujjain or Avantika. So Ujjain is the Jyotirlinga of Mahakaleshwar, where Shiva appeared to one Brahmin in distress and saved him. That's why that spot is known as Mahakaleshwar. And there is a huge temple constructed by the Marathas after the renovating of old temples. Originally, the old temple was there under Vikramaditya. Ujjain is also known as Avantika, where Vikramaditya lived and Kalidasa lived. And all the important Navaratnas of Vikramaditya, like Varahmihra for astronomy, Kalidasa, of course, for literature, then somebody else for something like that. Dhanvantari also lived, I think, there itself. So all the top, personalities of India and the Indian Empire, Vikramaditya ruled all over Asia and even up to some parts of Europe. They located Ujjain or Avantika as the capital. And you can see Vikramaditya's location where he lived, and right next to it is Mahakaleshwar temple, and right next to it is Harasiddhi, that is Devi, Durga Devi or Parvati Devi, on whom the Vikramaditya performed penance, tapasya, and acquired powers. They are not joke, they are not myths. Actually, he acquired powers using which he could conquer huge part of the globe as his empire, under his empire. And also one of the reasons why the word Mahakal is the great time, which means time. So time calculations, like now we have, say, we are meeting at 6:30 a.m. That means 6:30 with respect to which place? With respect to Greenwich. That is called GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. So that is 6:30 with respect to 0 degrees at Greenwich. So before that Greenwich was established as a reference point, it was Ujjain or Avantika, which was 0 degrees. So like actually the sunrise should be the beginning of the day, as you have studied Panchangam already. The day begins when the sun rises. Divakaraha, Dinakaraha. So when the sun rises, it should be 0 hours. So that is how we calculate in our Panchangam. That 0 is with respect to Ujjain, where the Capricorn, the line of Capricorn passes through the center of world. And so at that time, we are calculating 6:30 a.m. in India as sunrise because it is 0 degrees, 0 hours in Greenwich. So before Greenwich was established, it was Ujjain or Avantika, which was the time zone calculations. The Tropic of Capricorn is passing through there. You know, have Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn on the globe after the equator, above the equator. Equator is near Kerala, as you know. That's why the ISRO rocket launching is established. Rocket launching center, VSS&VYV, first one, was established near Kerala, and Sriharikota is also pretty close to the equator. That's why they established it there. Now here the Tropic of Capricorn and the directly the Mars can be observed, and that is why it is known as the birth spot of Mars, and there is a temple for Mars. So coming back to the greatness of Ujjain and Mahak, so Bade Dhuniwala was supposed to be the avatar of Shiva, who is in Ujjain and in Omkareshwar and Mamaleshwar. And during his lifetime, Bade Dhuniwala performed many miracles. He saved many people. He brought dead people alive, and he entered from one body to the other. He had yoga siddhis, very high order. He is a Siddha Purusha. He was a Digambara. And his samadhi is there where people go and pray, and morning throughout the day there will be prayers and bhajans. First about the Dhuniwala dynasty and then about Shiva. So both are connected and they are related, and therefore my guru who taught me pranayama, and I am going to teach you some of those pranayamas. He is third in line in that lineage. So Swami Shirananda Bharti. So I will share some of those photographs if possible. I have been there. I got recharged, so to say, re-energized with Narmada river, bath on the Pushkaram time, and also with the darshan of the samadhis of all the three. My immediate guru, Swami Shilananda Bharti, and his guru Hariharananda, and his guru Keshavananda or Bade Dhuniwala. Why is called Bade Dhuniwala is that there is a big dhuni there. That dhuni means a big fire pit. So always that fire pit is kept alive for a very long time. People go and throw many aromatic substances and coconuts and so on. And Colonel Babu has worked in a place called Mhow, MHOW. Am I right? It is very close to Omkareshwar. On the way, I saw the board there.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So Mhow. Yes, Mhow. You had worked there for how many years, sir?
Around 7 years.
Okay, okay. So you know this. What all I am telling you know very well.
Yeah, I know very well. And I saw both the Jyotirlingas there.
Yeah. Actually, three total. Ujjain is one, Omkareshwar is another, and Mahamaleshwar is also near Omkareshwar on the ground. Omkareshwar is on the top of the mountain, other side of the river.
Okay.
So I was very, very happy. And what's more important is that in Ujjain itself, we have many, many powerful spots. Mahakaleshwar is the most important temple, and then we have the Harsiddhi, which is the Parvati Devi's temple, which was the place where Vikramaditya performed tapasya, penance, and acquired powers, using which he conquered a huge empire, even outside India. I think he went up to Caspian Sea or something. I'm not very sure. I think he included present-day Makkah and all that stuff. And Vikramaditya's own brother is Bhartruhari. We all know the famous Bhartruhari Shatakams. You all must have studied in Sanskrit Bharti classes, or you will be studying soon. So Bhartruhari became detached from worldly life after a particular stage. You know, his Shatakams, he has many Shatakams. There is a Vairagya Shatakam. Before that, he wrote Sungara Shatakam and Niti Shatakam. When he was a king, there are four children of the father, the king father. And Vikramaditya was the second one, Bhartruhari was the first one. After Bhartruhari became Vairagyam, he left the kingdom and Vikramaditya took over. And Bhattiya is also another brother. So, but after handing over to Vikramaditya, Bhartrihari went into cave. There is one cave there, Bhartrihari cave, where he performed a tremendous yogic tapasya, and Lord Vishnu appeared to him. I sat and meditated on the exact spot where Lord Vishnu appeared to Bhartrihari inside the cave underground. We have to go deep underground. Everybody goes, all tourists come and go there. And Bhartrihari, in fact, they say there is a labyrinth of caves. From there, you can go up to Char Dhams underground. So that there is some path there. I didn't try. Anybody who wants to try and risk his life, he can try. So in that cave, one spot is there where Bhartrihari performed deep yogic practices of samadhi and all that. And before that, there's a platform on which he performed the tapasya, and he had the darshan of Lord Vishnu. So the Omkareshwar is the place where Lord Shiva appeared and gave darshan to Mandhata, one of the emperors of Suryavamsha. And here in Bhartrihari's cave, Lord Vishnu appeared and gave darshan to Bhartrihari. And in that Bhartrihari cave, if you come outside, next to it is Gorakhnath Samadhi. Gorakhnath is one of the greatest yogis of recent times. Is one of Navanathas. Adinatha is Shiva. So Navanathas are there. And Matsyendranath was his guru. We have a Matsyendrasana, Artha Matsyendrasana in yoga on his name. And Gorakhnath wrote many books in yoga, Gorakh Samhita, Ataratnavali, and so on. So Gorakhnath is very famous, and on his ashram is Gorakhpur. And the present Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Adityanath, he is in the lineage of Gorakhnath. So, but his samadhi is there in Ujjain, where I went and meditated, and in that place there are a large number of Hada Yogis who are the ashram there. And recently Adityanath came there and met the head of that ashram. So they are very strong, very fit, and very healthy. You can see by looking at them. So the entire ecosystem in Ujjain is so highly charged. There is also one Kalabhairava, where certain miracles used to happen. And then that Patala Bhairavi movie you might have seen, cave underground is also there near Kalabhairava. And the tree, banyan tree, to which Vikramaditya went to take Betala on his shoulder and hear all the stories, Vikram Betal, Pattu Badalani Vikramarkudu Marri Chettu Kindi Keldi, like that. That particular tree is also there. It is called Siddhavatam, under which many people performed penance. And I also sat and meditated for a few minutes. There's a lot of rushes there, traffic. So all these spots, there it is so powerful, that place, Ujjain, that I want to go again and again. This is the 5th time or 4th time I went there after a gap of 6 years or so. So I recommend you to go there and enjoy all this. And we also went to one Maharshi Sandipani ashram, where Lord Krishna actually studied. We all went, and I studied in the engineering colleges and IITs. So he went and studied there under Sandipani Maharshi, which is where he learned Vedas along with Kuchela or Sudama. So if people, all tourists go there, hundreds and thousands of tourists go and see all that. I lived in the ISKCON temple guest house. It's a wonderful experience. Then we also went to Women's. I had one colleague of mine who was with me. Sandipani Veda Vidya Pratishthan. That is a Vedic education establishment which controls all the Vedic institutions in the country. They're trying to do some research. I brought a lot of books from there. I just came back last week, a few days back. And tomorrow, those who are in Hyderabad can come to Surabharati Samiti in Usman University, where there is a release of Rigveda Samhita with some translation given by one of the scholars. And I will be releasing that book as a chief guest. and I am also elected as the Vice President of the Veda Samskruti Samiti recently. So tomorrow is the day. And okay, with this basic background introduction, I will now go to the topic of today, the research topics. We have finished basic exposure to all subjects except yoga. We will be going in a practical mode. We will take a 1-month yoga course. Practically, you will be learning, and then you will be getting a lot of beneficial results. So, research topics, there are 3 or 4 directions of research. What is research? Search is part of research. You are researching. You have to, because what we are doing in this course is to search our ancient wisdom, knowledge, which is lost to a large extent, which is hidden in the world. We are trying to revive it. There's a lot of revival interest today. So you have seen, you are just had a feel. You already had a feel of Vedas, Vedangas, Upanishads, Darshanas, Bhagavad Gita, and you had a feel of what are samskaras, their background and their necessity, and you had a feel of Ramayana, Mahabharata, you had feel of Vedic mathematics, you had a feel of everything, and Panini grammar, and you had a feel of Panchangam. So now you have understood there is a separate, total separate research framework or knowledge framework independent of modern science. So modern science originated around 200 years ago. And before that, what was there? I mean, it is normally we are made to believe that all science originated in England or near England around 200 years ago. It is just like the objective the Britishers had wanted to give a narrative and impress upon all of us, all the Indians, that India knew nothing. And all knowledge was a big zero. And only the Britishers, when they came, they brought English language. Then they are able to educate us. So all subjects, mathematics, physics, chemistry, everything originated in England or nearby England. All scientists, all laws of physics, chemistry, or rules of mathematics or theorems or anything, everything came from England or nearby England in English language. This is the picture, narrative which they imposed on us, and we believed it. And today also we believe. If it is true, I want to ask you a question: is that true? If that were to be true, then before the knowledge came from British or before the English language itself was there in existence, the English language was in existence for about 400 years. Shakespeare, before that, English language itself was not there. So before that, what was there in England itself? In England itself, they spoke French, and their classical language is Latin, and their origin of culture and civilization is Greece. So they attribute everything to Latin and Greek. And before that, the Roman Empire, Greek Empire, Greek kings, emperors, and then we had other European dynasties in various countries in Europe. What did they do? I mean, they didn't know English. There was no knowledge of English-based science, English-based medicine. Allopathy is English medicine. English-based architecture, English-based town planning, English-based metallurgy, English-based agri, everything. English itself was not there. So, and before that and like that, if you go, we have a history of about 1 lakh years of human society all over the globe, keeping aside India. So, all over the globe, 1 lakh years human being has existed. So, how did he exist without any knowledge of any subject, without any knowledge of gravitation? How did they construct palaces, cities in any country in the world, or pyramids? Or in India, what about the palaces in which Indian kings lived? How did they construct if they didn't know what is gravitation, what is civil engineering, what is architecture? For example, Jaipur is totally on in Vastu without any Western influence. So, and how did the the Rama Setu get constructed without knowing engineering, civil engineering? In fact, Karunanidhi was so foolish. He asked a question: which engineering college did Rama go to construct Rama Setu? First of all, Rama Setu is constructed by Nala and Neela, who were engineers, not by Rama. And they had the advanced knowledge. They constructed it. Is there physically, it's still there. You can see it. Similarly, pyramids. Which engineering college those people went to study civil engineering to construct pyramid? Can we construct one pyramid today of that kind? Nobody can construct. It's impossible. Or why so far to Egypt? Within India itself, if you go to Tanjavur Brihadiswara Alayam, there's a huge boulder, about 1,000 tons or something, on the top of the temple, at the very top. So how did it go there? Yeah, they didn't have cranes and all those things. Even today, by cranes also, it's not possible. No crane can lift such a heavy uh, stone to such a great height. So how did they do it? Nobody knows. Now, if you take the Buddha statue in Hyderabad, it was carved out of a stone at Bongir, and it was brought to Hussain Sagar by road using certain vehicles, cranes, at the cost of 2 crores per day rented from Germany. And after reaching the banks of Hussain Sagar, when they were being taken into when that Buddha statue was being carried into the center of the Hussain Sagar Lake, it went and submerged, it capsized, the boat capsized because of the weight. And it went underground and remained underwater for many years till it was rescued by an ABC consultancy with great difficulty. Now there is a bigger statue bigger than the Buddha statue of Hyderabad Hussain Sagar. It is there in Shravanabedagola, Hassan district in Karnataka. It is there on the top of the mountain. How did it go there? Either you should carve it on the ground and carry it there, or you have to carve it there itself. Very difficult to explain how it was done. Nobody knows. Like that, there are so many things like Ellora temple. How did they make it? Can we make today? Not possible. So there are so many such monuments which indicate that they had very advanced knowledge, and in various subjects, engineering, civil engineering, architecture, town planning, materials, metallurgy. Like we have this Delhi iron pillar, Maroli, which will not rust for thousands of years. How it is possible? Nobody knows. Nobody can tell. They tried. A lot of people, around 100 teams, went and tried to find out the technique used in preparing that iron pillar in Delhi. There is an inscription also on it. So I have been trying to answer this question: how did they do it, and how do they know it, and all that and all that. And I could never get any reply, full satisfaction. But in the process, I could decipher quite a few things, like I told you in my lecture in Vimana Shastra, that we could reproduce about half a dozen. I could reproduce about half a dozen materials, and some others reproduce some other materials. About a dozen materials have been reproduced, and new materials like alloys, glasses, ceramics, and the uh, materials reproduced from Vimana Shastra were used in making the parts of machines or yantras. In the Vimana Shastra, described 31 yantras have been described, and they were deployed in the Vimana itself for making the total Vimana. Angani Ekatrimshab, there are 31 yantras, and I reproduced one yantra completely, Vakra Prasarana yantra, that is a gearbox with 16 gear wheels, Rakachangula Chakrebhyo, Shodashebhyo, Etaviti. And we reproduced in one of the factories here belonging to one of my yoga students, Satya Reddy, who is the owner of IARE and other colleges and also the factories. So how is it possible that they had all this knowledge? Was it copied from modern times? It's not possible because modern times came later. You can't copy from future. So they had their own framework of engineering, technology, material science, metallurgy, chemistry, and physics. I wrote a book on the topic physics of Vaiseshika. So one topic is Vimana Shastra, research topic. So in which you can do a lot of research. Those who are interested, those who know some domain in modern science, technology like metallurgy or mechanical engineering, aeronautical engineering, they can understand better. Like, Ayurveda books can be understood better by medical doctors rather than by Sanskrit scholars. In the same way, the Vastu Shastra books can be better understood by architects, town planners, and civil engineers than by Sanskrit scholars. In the same way, the many parts of Vimana Shastra comprising of metallurgy, material science, and I have reproduced 2 copper alloys, 1 lead alloy, some glasses, ceramics, and some organic products. I also extended my work from Vimana Shastra into other areas like Tantra Shastra, with mantras, without mantras. Without mantras, I have produced 2 products. One is Agni Stambhanam. It's a herbal spray. It will put off any flame and it will make it fireproof. If you spray that on any paper or cloth, that will not burn in fire. I got a patent also. Then Anaharam is a laddu. If you eat that, then you don't require food. It will be very nourishing with high nutrition value and high fiber, full stomach full. I am now making once again for the trials with the defense personnel. And another Anahara product is both for hunger and thirst. Shud Pipas Apaham. And it is made out of certain herbs. So these are high demand products. I made around 10 products total. Materials, metals, ceramics, glasses, and also finally organic items like Agnistam, Anavanaharam. So this whole area is a research area. You can read my paper, High Technology Report, High Technology in Ancient Sanskrit Manuscripts, and try to share it once again in the group. I think I shared it once long back previously. Now that is about the Vimana Shastra. Now coming to the second topic of research is the Vaiseshika, the physics of Vaiseshika. As you know, we have 2 types of physics, classical physics and modern physics. So in classical physics, the fundamental substances are matter, energy, space, and time. Whereas in the modern physics, observer also becomes, or consciousness becomes an important substance. Atman is equivalent of Atman in Vaiseshika. So I wrote a book, The Physics of Vaiseshika. You can get it from Tirupati Vedic University. So in that book, I have given the interpretation of Vaiseshika Dravyas in terms of modern understanding of classical physics. Please read that book, and there are many research topics there. The physics aspects, like the Dravyas. What are exactly Dravyas? So this Vaiseshika topics are another second topic of research. We can form research groups of either this topic or that topic, and accordingly we can proceed further. The third topic I'll explain now. The third topic is about Agnihotra, the Homam. I will see if I can demonstrate it to you, how to perform Agnihotram, and then what are its beneficial effects. And the other research topic is in computer science, artificial intelligence, how Sanskrit will be useful in artificial intelligence or computer science knowledge representation, how it can be used for better processing than LLMs today. So let me go in and take a small break, and I'll show you the Agnihotra process and what are its environmental effects. I'll explain to you the Agnihotra process. As you know, the entire Vedic culture is based on yajna. In fact, the Yajurveda is completely dedicated for performing of the yajnas. There are a large number of yajnas. There are 11 Haviryagas, starting with Agnihotra, going up to Ashwamedha, Chayanam, Somayagam, so many are there. The entire Vedic Shrauta Karma, the Brahmin community was dedicated for learning Vedas and performing the yajnas. Those yajnas had different effects. Now, yajnat bhavati parjanyaha, the Bhagavad Gita one statement is there. That is, the clouds are created by yajna. That's what it means. Parjanyad anna sambhavaha. That is, the food is created out of clouds, meaning rain. So that means for maintaining good rainfall, the yajnas were very useful. So they used to have regular rains and neither too much nor too less. Ativrishti, anavrishti, both are not acceptable. And the yajna karma was being performed by the Brahmins, the Vedic Brahmins. We were all Brahmins. My ancestors also performed yajna karmas, and most of your ancestors also might have performed. After the British intervention, the whole thing got topsy-turvy. People shifted to English language and English studies. The processes of yajna are the starting point of the large knowledge, what is called the yajna science, is from the Agnihotra onwards. Agnihotra means we have a proper pyramid-shaped pot, which I was trying to locate, but it is missing. And in that pyramid-shaped Agnihotra pot, we keep cow dung cakes, Vedakalu pieces in a pyramid shape, and inside the center of the pyramid at the bottom we have one piece and three pieces. On that bottom piece we keep one Karpuram camphor tablet, two or three tablets, and then we also keep gugulam. Gugulam is a resin which is very gugul, it is called, very famous. We keep that, and then we lit the fire. So the flame will come, and that the cow dung cakes will be consumed in the flame along with the camphor and the gugul. And at exact sunrise and exact sunset time, we have to perform ahuti. At sunrise time, we have to perform ahuti. Surya is swaha, Surya is Annamama, and sunset time we have to perform Agnya is swaha, Agnya is Annamama. Two mantras morning, two mantras evening. Morning mantras are Surya is swaha, Surya is Annamama, Prajapate swaha, Prajapate. Evening time is Agnya swaha, Agnya is Annamama, Prajapate swaha, Prajapate. If you perform this daily, there are people who perform daily for whole life. There are people who will non-stop performing it, come what may. So they will be cleaning the environment very thoroughly in terms of the gaseous contents. Even during COVID time, it was found to be very beneficial. In fact, experiments were done with Pravargya, which is a part of Somayaga, where some 20 feet long, tall flame will come. And the COVID percentages were substantially reduced in the whole city, in Rajahmundry. So those who perform this daily will be saved from the environmental pollution around them. Like the worst case example is the Bhopal gas tragedy, where a number of people died. Thousands of people died, and only one family was unaffected. And that was a family which was performing Agnihotra non-stop regularly for many decades, because that some kind of a security corridor was created there, and the cyanide gases could not enter or penetrate that Agnihotra security corridor there in their house. So this is a great example. It came in newspapers. I studied at that time also. And there are many institutions propagating, but this particular technique is propagated by an Akkalkot Institute in Maharashtra, which is known as a Gajanan Maharaj Institute. So I went there a few times, and I also acted on their behalf in other countries and propagated that technique. I have been practicing for many decades. And those who are interested can contact me. I will arrange the equipment to be given to them. There is a Agnihotra center at Koti, Sultan Bazaar, and there they supply the material, the copper pyramid and so on, and the Google and other things. It's a very big movement. Gajanan Maharaj, there are two different Gajanans. So there is this gentleman is in 1960s. He had darshan of Parashuram, and who took him to Kashi by the sky in 60s. So Parashuram was visible. Parashuram is one of the Chiranjeevis. Ashwadhama, Bali, Vyasa, Anumanta, Kripa, Parashuramishcha. Saptayate Sthirajivita. Ashwadhama, Bali, Vyasa, Anumanta, Kripa, Parashuram. So this Agnihotra technique is very famous, and a lot of research has been done on its beneficial effects and on, say, agriculture. You throw the ash of Agnihotra in your fields, there will be better yield. And if Agnihotra smoke spreads around, it will disinfect it. And so many medical and agricultural research articles are available. You just search in the Google Agnihotra, Homa therapy, or effects of Agnihotra. You'll get hundreds of papers. And I'm also a member of a working group on the research on Agnihotra. Ravi Prakash Arya is also involved in it. So that is the basic Agnikariam or Agnihotra. In fact, it is a short form. This particular 2-minute, 2 mantras Agnihotra is a popular version of the actual Auposana Kriya in the traditional Vedic culture. Traditional Vedic culture, there is a Kriya called Auposana or Agnikariam. It take about 20 minutes. So the heart of it is taken out in 2 minutes. This was designed by Gajanan Maharaj, and whose dynasty is there in the Kalkot Samsthan even today. You can go there. The Swami Samarth ashram is nearby. He was a disciple of Swami Samarth in Akkalkot. So there are 5 saints who are supposed to be the avatars of Dattatreya, and Swami Samarth is one of them. And my name comes from Prabhu Maharaj, who is also one of the avatars of Dattatreya. And then so there is a lot of research scope in the finding out the effects of Agnihotra on various factors, like somebody studied on cholesterol levels, because this Google has been found to have anti-cholesterol property. If you perform it daily, you will be inhaling the smoke of Google, which will go and cut down your cholesterol. So, and there are effects on various diseases and general health, general immunity. During COVID time, it was very beneficial to insulate the air from the infections. So the research done on Agnihotra has been extensively studied by many foreigners, foreign countries, scientists, researchers. Now, how to identify pure Google? By the smell, and of course there are many different qualities. Fake and all may not be there, but quality levels may be different. It's a resin. Whatever you can access, the best quality you take. Recently, I got a lot of Google from Ujjain itself. Very high quality. So I hope you practice. I recommend strongly that you practice Agnihotra. And of course, Arya Samaj has a different technique. They use other aromatic inputs to burn. And in the yajnas, of course, they use very big wood logs. And yeah, the question of whether women can do Agnihotra, yes and no, in the sense. For big yajnas, women are the concerned Yajamani has his wife sitting next to him. But for a simple Agnihotra, this our Gajanan Maharaj has popularized for women also, but of course without menstruation and pure condition only. But only he gave it, but others may not give it. The traditional Vedic scholars will not admit, except the Somayaji's wife who's sitting next to him. And of course, in the audience, anybody can be there. Again, if they are subject to purity. So the Agnihotra effects on environment have been studied. I also studied. I found the oxygen levels were increasing instead of decreasing in a sealed room. In SGS laboratories, we took the gas samples and found the oxygen levels are increasing instead of decreasing. So with consumption, they show decrease, but they are increasing. Because of the leotanic acids which are generated, the cow ghee when burnt, which counteract the atmospheric pollutants like sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxide, which are harmful. They will be countered with the leotanic acids, which are organic acids, which get generated when cow ghee is burnt, and the particular specific quantity and the frequency at which it is burnt. No, I brought small quantity. You have to. I can't. It is for my own purpose. It's not large quantity, just for that. So you can try various channels to get better Google. So the effects of Agnihotra are very famous. You can see in the Google, you get a lot of benefits. That is another research topic. So then another research topic is Mantra Shastra. I have delved into Mantra Shastra by studying it through one Guru, Subramanya Shastri Garu, who gave me the basic idea of Mantra Shastra. He's no more. And one or two mantras I tried. Of course, Gayatri Mantra is fundamental. Sandhya Vandanam and Gayatri Mantra is the most universally foundational, fundamental mantra practice. It has to be done. The more you do it, the better it is. In addition to that, we have other mantras belonging to other devatas. I have performed Upasana of Mahalakshmi Mantra for 20 years. I got very good results. Those who are interested, I can teach them that. And there are Saraswati Upasana, like I have performed Upasana of Saraswati by Saraswati Sahasranam Stotram. which has bijaksharas, mantras imbibed inside the Sahasranama. Normally, Sahasranama stotras don't have mantras with bijakshara, but in this particular Saraswati Sahasranama Stotra, in this particular Saraswati Sahasranama Stotram, there are mantras which have been found to have powers. I have actually performed certain upasanas on this mantra and got results also relating to Saraswati. Similarly, we have Hanuman Chalisa and Hanuman mantras. We have Dakshinamurti mantras. Dakshinamurti is very, the highest form of wisdom and knowledge and liberation, moksha jnana. So different devatas have different mantras of upasana. And those who are interested in that can pursue the mantra shastra. Yeah, women are eligible for certain types of mantras, not all types, all are not eligible for all. It is not any discrimination or anything, it is for their own benefit because women have the menstrual cycles and other pregnancy and other things. So chanting Veda mantras or hearing Vedic mantras in particular times is prohibited for health grounds, for their own benefit, not for anybody else's benefit. But women have their own Varalakshmi Vratam and Lalita Sahasranam, and then we have other mantras depending on the requirement. There are mantras which women also practice and men also practice the same mantra, but there are some mantras which are dedicated for certain reasons, for particular circumstances. So, and Devata is nothing but the mantra itself. The vibrations which come out of that mantra will create that Devata. And Yantra is also there. The Tantra Shastra has Yantra, Mantra, and so the Yantras are physical manifestation of mantras on copper plates, gold plated, etc. So in my house, I had Mahalakshmi Yantram, and other Yantras are also there. If you perform Upasana with Yantra in your house, the daily Upasana of the Devata with the mantra and puja, then you definitely get results. Sri Chakra Upasana is another one. Sri Chakra is both 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional. Of course, Shiva Upasana is, Shiva Lingas and performing Abhishekams, Mahanyasa Purva Rudrakshekam. Shiva is the Devata. So various Devatas have their own mantras. And in Mahanyasam, they have given the Soham meditation. Soham Bhavena, Soham mantra, which I have showed you. I think I'll show you in the next 1 month yoga course. So this is another research direction. Those who are interested can contact me for that particular purpose. And then the other topic which somebody asked now a question is Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta is definitely a research area. Just now recently I gave a talk on the day-to-day practice of Advaita in daily life. There is a global festival of Advaita starting with the birthday of Shankaracharya for 1 month. In this 1 month, a lot of people are born who are interested in philosophy. Of course, we had Shankara Jayanti, then we had Hanuman Jayanti, we had Raman Jayanti, and Buddha Jayanti. And incidentally, I am also born in the same period. Tomorrow is my English birthday, 24th May. But Saptami is the Vaishakha Bahula Saptami is my birthday. So this period is like, all birds of same feather flock together like that. People who have similar interests are born in the same period. And even Guru Nanak, and so on. So the Advaita Vedanta is the research topic which I have presented in many talks from the perspective of physics as well as from the perspective of So the research possibilities are there in, of course, Arthashastra, definitely research possibilities are there. Arthashastra is public administration, economics, policy. There are people like Vivek Debroy, he is an expert in Mahabharata. There are think tanks under Modi government, Modi 3.0 also working on it. So there are already people who are doing investigations on how to deploy some of the ancient Indian concepts. Like if you remember, the G20 slogan was Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family. This is obviously, and in fact, Modi is the only one prime minister who is talking fearlessly and popularly on this, even abroad. He became a very big hit. In fact, there is only one chance of survival of human society. Otherwise, there will be internecine conflicts and war and third world war and total destruction will happen. And that is the Indian philosophical view of Advaita, oneness of everything, oneness of humanity, oneness of soul, oneness of existence, hope. So if you realize that oneness, then you have love instead of hatred. Because you think that you are going to kill the other person and you are going to live. Like one day, Dalai Lama gave a statement. The day you made plans for destroying your enemy, you are also made the plans for destroying yourself. Because there is every action will have an equal opposite reaction. The day you start loving your enemy, then you have laid a foundation for peace. So the universal world peace is possible only oneness is realized, oneness is accepted, and therefore dharma is upheld because dharma originates from oneness. Why should I not kill you? Because you and I are one and the same. Why should I not steal you? Because you and I are one and the same. So oneness is not only essential for love and universal love, gradually expanding from individual love to universal love. It is also essential for survival, and it is the root foundation for law, for dharma. So this is another research, Dharma Yoga. The research I have given this as a universal framework for all religions as well, because all religions scriptures do uphold dharma. They may or may not agree with each other on many other aspects, but they do uphold dharma. And also the oneness of supreme being. Everybody says God is one, but then they will say that my God is the only true God and all the other gods are fake. Therefore, you should convert or you should kill. This kind of perverted thinking, perverted logic has to be stopped. So, if God is one and there is only one God, and then all gods of all religions also is one and the same. Instead of saying your God is bad and my God is good and all that. So, different versions of definitions of God are given by different parties at different times, but finally, the essential principle is the same. This is not told by me, but it has been told many times in the past by Vivekananda himself in his lecture in Chicago, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa himself, and even Madhya Prabhu himself before all this. So many people have said this, and I have produced an evidence of record of the references in various scriptures referring to the principles of dharma as fundamental and upheld principles like truth, non-violence, non-stealing, and so on. So Dharma Yoga as a common framework for all religions and science is a research publication I made. I got a doctorate of conferred upon me called Doctor of Divinity because of that work. So I welcome anybody further to continue research on these grounds. I've been giving many lectures on this of late and courses. So I think I have given a wide spectrum of research directions. So if you still have time, I open for discussion.
Babu Garu? Yeah, I think he is just gone out. So now the Students who have any questions can ask. They need not type on the chat box. They can ask. Yes.
Yeah, one
Kamakshi, sir.
question is different between Homa and Yajna.
Yeah.
Both are same, but Yaga is another word. Homa, Yaga, Yajna, all are words, but with various varieties are there. Okay, what is the question, Mr. Kamakshi Srinivas?
Yeah. She wants to ask. Kamashkar, yeah, you can ask. You can unmute and talk.
సార్ నమస్కారం సార్.
నమస్కారం.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఒక 3 మంత్రాలు చెప్పారు కదా, ఇది అగ్నిహోత్రం చేసేటప్పుడు బృహస్పతి నమః అని అలాగా మార్నింగ్ చెప్పాల్సినవి
రెండే
మధ్యాహ్నం
మంత్రాలు.
అదే మార్నింగ్ అండ్ ఈవినింగ్ అని చెప్పారు కదా, అది
అదే
ఒక్కసారి చెప్తే నేను రాసుకుంటాను.
మార్నింగ్ ఏమో మార్నింగ్ సన్ రైజ్ టైంలో చేయాలి, సూర్యుడు సన్ రైజ్ టైంలో. సూర్యాయ స్వాహ, సూర్యాయ ఇదన్నమమ.
నేను రాసుకుంటున్నాను. సూర్యాయ స్వాహ ఇదన్నమమ.
సూర్యాయ ఇదన్నమమ.
ఓకే సార్. అండ్ ఇది సన్ రైజ్ అంటే సన్ రైజ్ అయిన తర్వాత కదా సార్, ఆర్ బిఫోర్ సన్ రైజ్?
సేమ్ టైం, ఎగ్జాక్ట్ టైం.
ఓకే 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 సార్. నెక్స్ట్
సన్ రైజ్ టైమింగ్స్ ఇదిగా మీ గూగుల్లో దొరుకుతాయి. అంటే
అదే సార్.
మార్నింగ్ ఏమో సూర్యాయ స్వాహ సూర్యాయ ఇదన్నమమ, రెండో సెంటెన్స్ అది ఈవినింగ్ కూడా ఉంటుంది. ప్రజాపతే స్వాహ ప్రజాపతే ఇదన్నమమ.
ఇది ప్రజాపతి ఇది ఎప్పుడు చెప్పాలి?
ప్రజాపతి అంటే బ్రహ్మ.
అదే సార్, ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ ఆర్ ఈవినింగ్?
రెండిట్లో ఉంటుంది. ఈవినింగ్ సూర్యుడి బదులు అగ్ని ఉంటాడు. అగ్నేయ స్వాహ అగ్నేయ ఇదన్నమమ. ఈవినింగ్ సన్సెట్ టైం కి అగ్నేయ స్వాహ అగ్నేయ ఇదన్నమమ. ప్రజాపతే స్వాహ ప్రజాపతే. మార్నింగ్ ఏమో సూర్యాయ స్వాహ సూర్యాయ ఇదన్నమమ ప్రజాపతే స్వాహ ప్రజాపతే. ఈవినింగ్ ఏమో అగ్నేయ స్వాహ అగ్నేయ ఇదన్నమమ ప్రజాపతే స్వాహ ప్రజాపతే.
నేను ఒకసారి చెప్తాను, కరెక్ట్ గా చూడండి సార్. మార్నింగ్ వైల్ సన్ రైజ్ సూర్యాయ స్వాహ సూర్యాయ ఇదం నమః. నెక్స్ట్ ప్రజాపతయే స్వాహ ప్రజాపతయే ఇదం నమః అనేది మార్నింగ్ చెప్పాలి కదా సార్. అండ్ ఈవినింగ్ అగ్నయే స్వాహ అగ్నయే ఇదం నమః అండ్ ప్రజాపతయే స్వాహ ప్రజాపతయే ఇదం నమః. అవునా సార్?
చెప్పడం కాదు, అది చెప్తున్నప్పుడు ఆహుతి వేయాలి.
అదే అదే ఆహుతి, అదే నెయ్యి
ఆవు నెయ్యిలో ముంచిన అక్షింతలు,
అక్షింతలు వైట్ అదే వేసి చేయాలా సార్? ఓకే.
నెయ్యితో ముంచిన అక్షింతలు వేస్తూ ఈ మంత్రం చదవాలి. కరెక్ట్ సూర్యోదయం టైంలో, కరెక్ట్ సూర్యాస్తమయం టైం. అగ్నిహోత్రం ఇట్లా ఆ కాపర్ పాట్ లో ఆ పిడకలు పెట్టి ఆ గుగ్గిలం పెట్టి ఆ కర్పూరం పెట్టి అది కరెక్ట్.
అన్ని అంటే ఏదైనా టైం 108 టైమ్స్ అలా ఏమైనా ఉంటుందా సార్?
సూర్యోదయం సూర్యాస్తమయంతో కోయిన్సైడ్ చేయాల్సి. ఆ తర్వాత అది చేసిన తర్వాత మీరు జపాన్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఏమైనా చేసుకోవచ్చు, అది వేరే సబ్జెక్ట్.
ఓకే సార్.
ఇది కేవలం అగ్నిహోత్రం ఓన్లీ ఫర్ సూర్యుడు అట్ ది టైమ్ ఆఫ్ సన్ రైజ్ అండ్ టైమ్ ఆఫ్ సన్సెట్. సన్ రైజ్ సన్సెట్ టైమింగ్స్ మీకు మీ సిటీకి మీకు గూగుల్ దొరుకుతుంది.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ. అక్షింతలు అంటే జస్ట్ మన ఎల్లో కలర్ వి అవేనా సార్? ఆర్ రైస్
వైట్ మామూలు అక్షింతలు అంటే అక్షత అంటే విరగకుండా నూకలు కాదు, విరగనటువంటి బియ్యపు గింజలు నేతిలో ముంచినవి అక్షింతలు వేయాలి.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
ఓకే, సుజాత గారు.
नमस्ते सर. आई वांट टू नो कि अगर हम रोज नहीं कर पाए तो आई कैन नॉट डू द अग्निहोत्र एवरी डे. देन
if you don't do it, you will not get the result. As simple as that. Whatever you
but there's no compulsion ki you okay, I'll try and do it, but sometimes you're outside the city.
Yeah, that's okay. It's okay. Sometimes if it is inevitable, yes, maximum. Somebody
and
else
do
can
you
do
have
it.
to do morning and evening or only morning?
The morning and evening is the best. After which you can do Sandhya Vandram, and if you are a male or if you are female, you have your own routines. If you have time, it's only 2 minutes it will take. This one.
I know.
If you are not there, somebody else can do it.
Sandhya Vandanam females cannot do.
So जिसका उपनयन हुआ ना उसका उपनयनम में बताते ना. So females have something else. Don't worry. If you have time, of course. Anyway, what is the next question?
That's all. Thank you.
Okay. I think anyone else who has any question?
Anybody else has any questions? Want to say anything? Next week we'll have, of course.
Yeah, one more question is there, Gayatri.
సార్ ఇది లేడీస్ చేసేవి చేయవలసినవి ఏదైనా ఉంటే చెప్పండి సార్ ఇంట్లో.
No, వరలక్ష్మి వ్రతం ఉంది, మీకు తెలుసు కదా, లేడీస్ చేయాల్సింది.
ఓకే సార్.
సో మహాలక్ష్మి ఉపాసన చేసుకోవచ్చు, మహాలక్ష్మి మంత్రం కూడా ఉంది. ఓకే
సార్ యాక్చువల్లీ అందరూ అంటే యంగ్ ఏజ్ గురించి ఆలోచిస్తారు. అంటే మంచి కెరియర్, మంచి డబ్బులు, మంచి లైఫ్ సెటిల్ అవ్వాలి, మంచి మ్యారేజ్ జరగాలి, ఇలాంటివి ఉంటుంది. బట్ యాజ్ వీఆర్ ఏజింగ్ వీ గెట్ ఫియర్ ఆఫ్ ఓల్డ్ ఏజ్ ఆల్సో. సో ఆ ఓల్డ్ ఏజ్ ఫియర్ ని ఓవర్కమ్ చేయడానికి ఎలా మెంటలీ ఎలా మనం ప్రిపేర్ చేసుకోవాలి? మనము ఫిజికల్ గా మంచిగా ఉండాలి, మనకి ఎవరైనా ఉంటారా ఉండరా తోడు. బికాస్ నవ్ డేస్ ఆల్ ఆర్ న్యూక్లియర్ ఫ్యామిలీస్. యాజ్ వి గ్రో ఓల్డ్ ఒక ఫియర్ అంటూ వస్తుంది కదా, మనకంటూ ఎవరు లేరు అలాంటివి. సో హౌ టు ఓవర్కమ్ ఆల్ దోస్ ఫియర్స్?
See, there is one sankalpam.
బికాస్ ఇన్ దిస్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఒక 40-50 కి కొద్దిగా ఫ్యామిలీ అన్ని సెటిల్ అయ్యి ఉంటుంది. బట్ దీన్ని హౌ టు డీల్ విత్ ఓల్డ్ ఏజ్?
No, how old are you?
I am just 40, but fear adi.
You are not old. You are not old and you want to grapple with old.
No, I am not old, but I'm we have to be, because many manamu చూస్తున్నాం కదా సార్, సైకలాజికల్ గా చాలా ఇష్యూస్ ఉంటాయి. సో we don't want to be a burden. How to train our mind, ఎలా మనము మంచిగా ఉండాలి అన్నది.
ఓకే, ఇప్పుడు సంకల్ప బలం అనేది ఒకటి ఉందండి
సార్.
సంకల్పం.
ఓకే సార్.
మీరు ఏ పూజ చేసినా, సంధ్యావం చేసి, ఏ జపం చేసినా, ఏ కర్మ చేసినా కూడా సంకల్పం ఉంటుంది ఫస్ట్, అవునా కదా?
Yes sir.
సో ఇన్ దట్ సంకల్పం యు ఆర్ డిజైరింగ్ వాట్ యు వాంట్.
Yes sir.
So that has to be done very strongly. And let me tell you, if your sankalpam is strong, willpower is strong,
Yes sir.
you will achieve whatever you want. I have achieved in my life everything which I want.
Yes.
I am staying
And
with
for
my son. I am 70. I am staying with my son and daughter-in-law and granddaughter along with my wife together.
Yes sir. Okay,
and he came back from abroad.
Yes sir.
So biggest problem is children going abroad and not coming back.
Yes sir. Yes, very true sir.
And parents not able to stay with them abroad, and those who are already in India, they don't want to stay with parents. So there has to be a strong sankalpam in every day. Whatever upasana you are doing, what you must be doing some upasana, right? So in that upasana, you make a strong sankalpam in the beginning, what you want. Okay, in addition to the general desires, Kshema, Sthairya, Dhairya, Abhaya, Vijaya, Ayura, Arogya, Aishwarya, Abhivrudhyartham, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, Chaturvidha Phala, Purusharth, Siddhyartham, Samasta Mangalavaptyartham, Sarva Arishtha Nivaranartham, Sarva Abhishta Siddhi. So in that Abhishta Siddhi, you make your sankalpam very strongly made in your own mind first. So if your willpower is strong, it will happen. And that karma which you are doing, for which you are doing sankalpam daily, morning and evening, or once in a day, and whatever you are doing, whatever devata upasana you are doing Mahalakshmi upasana, or you are doing Dattatreya upasana, or you are doing Shiva upasana, or any other upasana you are doing, that will help in that sankalpam to be achieved. Of course, you have to work hard to achieve what you want to achieve, even in physical terms, not only in sankalpam but also physical. So God will help only those who help themselves. If you don't put efforts, if you don't achieve what you want to achieve, God will not come independently with 4 hands and do it for you. It is your own making. Whatever you achieve in your life is your own making. And for
Here
your own
working
making,
hard means doing our daily anushtanas and sadhana regularly. Is that, sir?
not only that, there are so many other factors also, right? That is sankalpam, I told you. In addition to that, your actions, your thoughts, your will, తథాస్తు దేవతలు తథాస్తు అంటారు చూస్తారు, ఆ టైప్ లో మీకు వచ్చే ఆలోచనలు కానీ, మీరు మాట్లాడే మాటలు కానీ, మీరు చేసే పనులు కానీ, దే షుడ్ బి కన్సిస్టెంట్ విత్ యువర్ విల్ పవర్ అండ్ సంకల్ప్. For example, the way you talk to your children or the way you talk to your husband, if it is so much in love that they will be tied to you, they will be bound by you. Like even after death, I remember my mother at 27 years after death, I am still strongly attached to my mother. So the question of relationship building with your family members, how you build your relationship, how much important you are to them, how much they cannot do without you. That kind of bonding, that kind of relationship building, relationship management, all this has to be done by you, and the sankalpam is the seed for it. And you go any karma, you can do, for example, Chandi Yagam, for example. Then there also they will ask you to tell what is yours. You tell that first. Why you are doing. See, if you cannot do Chandi Yagam on your own, it's very difficult, impossible to do on your own, right? Then you have to go somewhere. Either you have to go to a temple or you have to go to, there are some organizations which are making people group Chandi Yagams. Chandi Yagam is very powerful. You can achieve anything you want. And similarly, we have Rudrabhishek, Mahanyasa Puraka Rudrabhishek. And we have, of course, you cannot do it in your home, you go to the temple and do it. Or if you can do it at your home with the help of a Brahmin priest, you do it. Or if you can do on your own, you do it. If you are qualified, if you are fit, if you have the levels of competency, standards and all that. It's very difficult, impossible. So we have to engage a Purohit and he will tell. So this, one thing I can tell you, all this will have results. Otherwise, nobody will do.
Yes.
Even a man like KCR did all these things. So we had results also. So even I have performed many of this Mahalakshmi Upasana when I was in deep problem and I came out of all these problems. So Mahalakshmi Upasana I can teach. I have taught already in the previous batches also. Moola Mantram is there and Pancha Pujas are there. So those who are interested in Mahalakshmi Upasana, I will have a separate private session for them and teach them.
Yes.
Mahalakshmi
Okay.
will overcome all problems.
Yes.
Of course, other devatas also will overcome. Okay,
Yes.
then, bye. I think we can close
Thank you,
now.
sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Andy. Wish you many happy returns of your birthday.
In advance.
Thank you.
One day in advance. And I wish you many, many years of healthy, happy, and prosperous life. Enjoy. On behalf of all the students here and Veda Samskruti Samiti, I wish you all the best. And any other questions?
No other questions.
Okay. So, sir, we will take now go for Pradhana.
Yes.
Okay. Satvika, are you there? Yeah. Please chant Pradhana.
Yes. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भया अपुत्रा पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु सरदां सतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति
ధన్యవాదములు.
ధన్యవాదం సార్.
Now let us go for Janaganamana. Chala Chitbabu garu.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय
Jai.
जय
ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు.